And we're singing. We're singing. Dun, 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 dun. Time to talk. Beauty and the Bitch.
What?
Oh my God. That's just the intro music to my everyday life, Morgan.
That's what you wake up to. That's actually your alarm.
That's my alarm tone.
You just wake up sick as fuck. Head banging.
That would not be a bad alarm tone.
It's actually quite soothing
nostalgic
for that.
intro music like that. Actually, that's a good idea. We should start a business.
Oh my God. Let's get out of here. What are we doing? This is over.
Okay, podcast canceled! So do you think people knew what that was from when they heard it? Do you
Hell
think people
no.
know?
Hell
Really?
no.
I
It just
think-
sounds like generic 90s bullshit.
Well, fair enough, yes. It does sound a lot like the Boy Meets World intro or a bunch of others from 90s.
Feeling groovy.
But I think the Melissa Joan Hart voice at the end is a big tip-off, right?
Maybe.
Because you hear Melissa Joan Hart, it's either gotta be
Clarissa Explains It All.
yes, which I fucking love.
Queen.
Yes.
Or
Or Sabrina. The Teenage Witch, right? And of course it is Sabrina. We're talking about Sabrina this week.
Yes.
Welcome back to another episode of Beauty and the Bitch. I'm Mick.
I'm Morgan, and we are here to talk about Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, all of her iterations, and the upcoming Netflix adaptation of the beloved comic book series, what is it? What's the title?
It's really called The Chilling Adventures,
Chilling
of
Adventures.
Sabrina.
And they're going deep on this Chilling Adventures bullshit. This is not your average Melissa Joan Hart Sabrina remake.
No, Queen. No, Queen.
We're getting witchy with it.
There do seem to be a lot of mini skirts in the trailer, though. So that's something it does have in common with the original. But yeah, you're right, girl. This is a complete... Well, we're going to get to it, and I think we're going to be gushing. We were kind of...
It looks incredible.
It looks so fucking good.
Yeah. And if it's not good, this is going to be like the biggest letdown of like a Netflix release.
Yeah.
To me, personally.
Oh, yeah.
Because they've released things where I was like, that looks like shit, and then it was.
And it
but they've
wasn't.
never had a trailer that looked great and then wasn't great.
You know
They're
what?
good with the follow-through.
I disagree with that, but I do have to go back to early. Do you remember that Netflix horror fantasy show they did with werewolves and vampires way back in the day? It was like one of their first originals.
I don't.
It was called like, oh, who cares? But it was horrible.
Was it Hemlock Grove?
Yes, Hemlock Grove, you fucking beast. How'd you remember that?
Because you and Sarah liked it.
Yeah.
And I never liked it.
And I did watch the first season. Like I finished it. I liked
couldn't
it
get
enough to
into
finish.
it.
But definitely now that I've seen Netflix originals since,
It's
I'm like,
really
oh,
come
girl.
up a lot.
Yeah, like
but they
that
gotta
was-
start somewhere.
Yeah, and no Tino shade. It's better than any movie I produced or TV show.
I don't know, girl. I feel like some of your cell phone footage has been fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Don't sell
for that.
yourself short.
Thank you so much for that.
But
those
also thumbs down.
I mean, those are really X-rated clips, though. It's more of like a short film, if anything.
Yeah.
And very sort of like avant-garde. No real plot. Though there is a climax, usually.
Girl,
These are called double entendre.
Yeah.
Entendre.
He means he had an orgasm.
Yeah, once or twice in my life. Okay, so Morgie, before we leap into our gushing, and I think we're both going to be gushing, like basement flooded, I think. I have a quick 2 truths and a lie for you.
Oh.
Is it okay if we like break all the rules and do that first?
Let's do it because I love to lie.
You do well, and you're good at it.
I am.
You're good at
it's
it.
a skill, and people
Yeah.
think it's not. They think it's trifling, and I'm just like, it's just me being good. You jealous.
It might be petty, but it ain't trifling.
And I'm petty all day.
Yeah.
I will wear that hat.
Yeah, and you know what else? Don't call me a muppet.
Don't call me a puppet, and don't come for me.
Don't come for her.
I still think that should be our tagline. That's literally one of the greatest things we've ever come up with.
Sometimes I mutter that to myself, like as I'm walking to the bus, and then I burst out into laughter, and I'm sure I look like a full-on insane person.
They're like, did he say Muppet?
Was he? Who's coming for him? No one was even talking to him. God. Okay, so I called this 2 Sabrinas and a Buffy. Okay? Because you know I'd be confusing Melissa Joan Hart and...
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yes, I think they're the
you
same
for
person.
real do.
I really do.
You're like, they're both married to Freddie, what's his dick?
Freddie Prinze Jr.?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, yeah. Is that true? Are they really? One of
I
them
mean,
was?
he was married to Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I did not know
I don't know
that.
if they might still
Did
be
they
married.
have babies? 'Cause I bet they had beautiful
I don't know, and I
babies.
didn't bring my phone, so we'll check it out.
Well, that's okay. Might be false news, but probably is true.
No, it's all facts.
No, it's false. You're the Trump of my life, Morgan.
Hey,
Only
thank you.
only because you're powerful. Yeah. Okay, my friends. So, number 1. The 1996 TV show, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, was strongly influenced by the life of the head writer, a closeted gay man. Oh, interesting. Possibility.
Okay.
Right? They do walk into a lot of closets.
That's why Salem's kind of a queen.
Girl, Salem's a queen, the queen of queens. Okay, number 2. The voice of Salem, speak of the devil, was a 37-year-old ginger, initially hired as a writer for the show. Oh, I don't know. That'd
be a great spin for his career.
I always thought he was a black man myself. I thought he sounded like a black man, but maybe I was wrong.
Okay.
He was a black cat.
Okay.
But that's not the same thing.
No, it's very different.
No. And we're not even getting started on black pussies.
No.
It's too cheap. It's too easy. It's low-hanging fruit. Okay. Last. Sabrina was first introduced in an Archie comic in 1962. I don't think that could be. That sounds like a falsehood.
Okay, so my first option...
Inspired by a closeted gay man.
Got
at
it.
least partially. Voice of Salem, 37-year-old ginger. So
Got it.
whitest of white men. Last, introduced in an Archie comic in 1962.
I think that ginger thing is fake AF.
You think that's fake?
Yeah.
You wrong. You're wrong.
He
You're
did
the
have a
wrong
budding
one.
career. So the first one's fake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people, because it's all, anytime you talk about having a double life or a secret life, it's going to speak to queer people, but not just queer people, but no, Melissa Joan Hart has been on the record many times as saying like, that's totally fine to read that into that. But no, we weren't going for that at all. But that whole Sabrina the Teenage Witch is camp as fuck.
Yeah,
like it's
is.
super queer.
Yeah.
But it wasn't meant for gay people at all, really.
Not to change the subject, but just to confirm, Freddie Prinze and Sarah Michelle are still very much married since 2002.
Okay, thank you. I can breathe again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know everyone was wondering. The listeners were worried.
That's a good-looking couple right there.
Yeah.
Though I don't know how well they've aged.
But
I mean, no tea, no shame. No, no shaming. But I'm just saying. Because Freddie Prinze Jr. was cute in the 90s. I ain't looked at him recently.
Girl, me neither. And he's got a podcast now, The Prince and the Wolf. Oh. So maybe he's got a face for podcasts, if you know what I mean.
Oh. No, I don't know what you mean. We're both podcast hosts. What are you trying to say? Nothing.
I think it's blatant.
Also, I think Freddie Prinze Jr. we're going to have to sue because he's obviously coming for our gig.
Oh, God. This was
out
our
queer
thing.
fantasy.
We were the only people.
Yes, we're the only people on Earth with a podcast, as far as that
right.
goes. That's
so
why everyone
give us 5
listens.
stars in iTunes.
Yes, rate and review. Subscribe.
Thanks.
Hit the button.
Thanks.
I don't know. So, yeah. Did you know that Sabrina has been around since 1962?
So I really didn't, but once I heard that The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina was based on a comic, it kind of opened my eyes and opened the world of possibilities because, like, so many modern pop culture things are pulled from, like, some old basic-ass comic books that, like, you would never even know were things. Mm-hmm. So it kind of tracks, and also, I bet it would make a great graphic novel. Like, it's a really good sort of storyline to follow. Mm-hmm. So I think that I could be into that.
Well, I think I could be into it, too. I was pretty thrown that it was an Archie comic. Because
weird.
Yeah, because like you like Riverdale. Have you ever read Archie? Were you ever into Archie comics?
No, I mean they would do ones like in the newspaper, like short Archie comics. Mm-hmm. I read those, but I never got like a book of Archie comics or like followed the storyline. I just knew the basic characters.
Well, I read a few of them, and they were all very, like, normal high school life. Like, I never did see Sabrina or any kind of magic. But evidently, throughout Archie comics, sometimes there's, like, magic and fantasy and superheroes and shit. But I guess I just missed that when I read it.
So, Sabrina, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is going to be a Netflix show.
Yes.
But Riverdale is a CW show. I wonder if there's any room for crossover, even though they're on different networks. I think that would be unprecedented, but not unheard of because the producers of Riverdale are the producers of Sabrina.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I've got some hot tea for you about that, actually.
Girl.
Now, are you caught up on Riverdale? What's currently available?
Yeah, I think so.
I
think
literally
so.
don't even know what. Like, I haven't watched even 1 second of
But
one
honestly, if
episode.
you said like 12 spoilers, I'd be like, I really don't care because it's that ridiculous.
It's that kind of
It's
TV.
so ridiculous.
Well, I read that they actually considered bringing Sabrina in for the season 1 finale of Riverdale. And they are planning on using her, I read,
Season 1 was
for
a
sure.
murder mystery.
So, yeah.
So it might have been good to have some witchy magic.
Yes, but then they cut it for whatever, for some reason.
Oh, I just realized this Sabrina aesthetic also fits in really well with the like dark Riverdale like vibes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very much that,
Okay.
right? So expect, I mean, they've gone on record as saying they are going to bring her into Riverdale at some point. But I don't think it's going to be this scary, chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
You think it's a different person?
I think it'll be like a Riverdale Sabrina.
Huh.
But maybe not. I mean, I could be very wrong about that.
That's so interesting to have, if they did, say, bring in a different version of Sabrina, to have two Sabrinas simultaneously in the pop culture zeitgeist, because we're kind of experiencing that right now with the CW DC characters, and then the
Flash and the Flash.
The movie, the film characters, and honestly, the CW characters, I think, are more beloved than Ezra, what's his name?
Miller?
Yeah, Ezra Miller as the Flash. And, like, no shade to Ezra Miller, but, like,
no, he's fine.
being the DC version of Flash versus the CW version, it doesn't have the same... I mean, there might be some fan base crossover, obviously, but, like, fucking Barry Allen's crushing it on the CW.
Yes.
Okay, except it's getting a little out of hand lately, but...
I've heard it's kind of...
It had like 3 really solid seasons.
Well, and we've talked about this before. Justice for what's his name?
The actor?
I just forgot it. So they're screaming it. People are
Shit,
screaming
I forget
it.
his name too, but
Well,
he's
we know
fine.
him. And we've said his name 1,000 times.
We
We've
like
talked about
him.
1,000 times. We love that shit.
Yeah. Grant
He should have
Gustin.
been- Grant Gustin. Yes, thank you, Queen. And thank you for screaming it. I heard you. We heard
you.
Morgan did. I obviously didn't. Yeah, Justice for Grant Gustin. He should have at least been considered.
And it's
He's an amazing
weird to
Flash.
have two simultaneous, like... It's weird
strange.
because they're both,
Yeah.
like, very, like, present in our pop culture zeitgeist right now. And, like, it's awkward.
Yeah.
So to make a new Sabrina... I don't know.
We'll
I mean,
see.
if the chilling Sabrina is, like, good as fuck, which we think it is going to be, it's also going to be a lot to compete with.
Yes, I agree with that too. Well, we'll see in the future. That's all happens. But Sabrina has been showing up like as a guest star in other shows,
Just popping in
for years. Yeah, I was looking through like I don't remember any of these, but evidently all the TGIF shows. Because Sabrina the Teenage Witch was TGIF lineup. And she showed up in, like, Boy Meets World and, like, a bunch of different ones.
I feel like I recall that, like, crossover for no reason situations.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to have Sabrina, like, crossing into, like, a Boy Meets World. Because then it makes that world magical.
Yes.
Like, even though they're basic-ass Cory and Topanga, like, underneath that, like...
Fucking muggly-ass Cory
Yeah,
over there.
yeah.
Fucking
Under their little
of
muggle
muggles.
romance.
Yeah.
Like, bitches are, like, colon magic and shit.
Maybe Topanga is secretly a witch.
Cats
I
are
think
fucking
so.
talk. Oh, that wouldn't be
I think
shocking at all.
so.
But also, she could do so much better than Cory.
Yeah.
Basic Topanga could do so much better. So witch ass Topanga.
Yes. Maybe she made Cory out of a lump of clay, though. You know what I mean? Maybe he's like a golem, and that's why she's
She
like,
was like,
attached to
this
him.
sweet family with this trash son Eric. Like they could use like a golden boy. I
She put
will
a
make
fucking
them one.
Chia pet on his head, girl.
She has to go in and water it every night.
That's what she's really doing. You think she's dating him, but she's really just
Just
tending
keeping
to
him
his
alive.
hair.
Yeah. That actually checks out so much.
No, so originally, Sabrina, just so you know, Hilda and Zelda, her aunts, Talking Cat Salem, and Harvey, her muggle boyfriend, are all original from 1962. He's a muggle-ass muggle, girl. They were all there, but she's been popping into other like Archie comics since the 60s, and she's had
Weird.
like 5 or 6 runs of her own comics
Yeah.
over the years too,
Okay. Yeah.
Plus tons of animated TV shows.
Well, she's an interesting concept, especially with her. Like, I think the cast of like her, Hilda and Zelda and Salem, there's an interesting dynamic, and it's like a lot to work with. And this, the Melissa Joan Hart Sabrina that was like so popular in the late 90s is so iconic because it was kind of in like this weird golden age bubble of TV, and it just like was so 90s, and it was like funny, quote, quote, funny. And like, it was just
sitcom funny.
Yeah, it was just like that kind of show. It was like the perfect time for that. Melissa Joan Hart was America's sweetheart.
I forgot that she was like the hottest of the hot for a while. Like, I genuinely just forgot.
We was feeling her.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Clarissa, sometimes we should do like a early 90s like throwback episode, because I want to talk about Clarissa Explains It All. And I want to rewatch it and see if it holds up. Because I will tell you, did you rewatch any of the TV show? You were a huge fan back in the day, right?
I didn't rewatch any of the show, but I definitely saw every episode original. Right?
Yes, you were like an Ridge fan. I watched like a lot, but it wasn't like my number one. I have to tell you, it doesn't... No shade against the show, because how can you hold up forever when you're a fucking sitcom? But it doesn't really hold up that well. It's a lot of like puns and like visual gags and like...
Well, and it's real campy, especially with the Salem stuff.
Queen.
Like, they didn't really have it together with like the cat puppet situation.
Right. Have you noticed he cries like every single episode?
Because
that's like the shtick of that voice.
He is every woman.
Right.
Like, he is the everyman.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I don't have time for this. Can you please just do things for me? Why do you always ask me for shit? Where is my dinner? I am upset.
Exactly. He's crying. He's trying to get seconds. He's making snarky comments.
Honestly, like, I never related to anyone more than I relate to Salem.
No, of course not. Yes. Do you remember that there's an episode where, he's been turned into a cat because he tried to dominate the world, and this is his punishment.
And that a bitch.
Right? That's that they hold us down,
I'd cry about that too.
Girl, me too. And he goes in for an interview, and they put like a cat collar and tie on this cat. So already you're
That's
like, oh
so
my God.
silly.
Yeah. And then he like, checks his breath, and like Sabrina and the ants like give him a like loving send off. And then when he gets there, the interviewer guy is like asking him all these questions. He's doing a great job. And the guy's like, do you still want to dominate the world? And he's like, yes. Oh, no.
Aww.
And I was like, oh, girl, this is this whole character. Like, I think it was like he was the star of that episode, which he didn't get to do very often. He was normally like bit player.
Well, girl.
Yeah, the man who did him, his name is Nick Bakay.
Can I see a picture?
You sure can. He is the most white. He's in the middle row there on the left. He's the whitest white man you ever... I always thought he was black. His voice, I just thought he was an African-American man. I just did. But I was wrong. Very wrong.
Look at this cast. Oh, they're kind of cute,
aren't they? They're
Harvey Kinkle looks different.
Girl. I won't say he's aged badly, because he looks just fine.
Yeah, he looks fine, but...
But he's no longer America's heartthrob.
He looks very different.
Yes, he looks very butch and kind of scary now, I think. Did you know there was a made-for-TV movie before the TV series came out?
I don't think I did, and I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, I watched it. You're
Where
welcome,
did you
America.
acquire it?
It was on Amazon Prime for free.
Ooh, I love free shitty stuff.
I do too.
I live for it.
Oh, actually though, Morgie, I'm sorry. Didn't you have a
Mary Fuck Kill?
Yeah, didn't you? I thought you said... I don't know.
Yes. So if you want to, speaking of 90s and heartthrobs and other 90s nonsense, let's talk a little bit about the TGIF life.
Oh my God.
We had a lot of things to weigh, a lot of things to consider, a lot of boys to ogle, and a lot of feelings to go around.
TGIF doesn't happen anymore, does it? That's not a thing anymore, is it?
No. And now I feel like things are kind of spread out. Like, there's not like a day that it's like, ooh, I can't go out on Thursday because it's my thirsty Thursday night, or like Thursdays. Whatever, you know what I mean? And like, first of all, it was definitely like sort of a kidsy sort of thing. Like, oh, we're staying in on Friday night, or having a slumber party and watching these things. But like, I'm fully 30 years old and would like love a TGIF night.
Yes.
Like, give me something to talk about.
Yes.
I want to sit home. I want to eat popcorn. I want to drink a whole bottle of wine.
I mean, there were so many shows that I loved.
And I want to see shit featuring heartthrobs such as these fellas.
Oh, yeah?
Mary, fuck, kill.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Jonathan, Taylor, Thomas, the man who needs no introduction. I shan't even list his IMDb, because if you don't know who he is, you live under a rock. JTT.
Mm-hmm.
Versus
Okay.
Ryder Strong, who you might know from Boy Meets World as everybody's trailer trash heartthrob Sean.
Oh my god. Oh, you've already done fucked me hard, girl. Even right now, I don't even know. You haven't even added in the last one yet.
All right, girl. Versus Sabrina's heartthrob, Harvey Kinkle, Nate Richard?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Nate Richard.
Oh my god.
Okay, girl, I got JTT, Ryder Strong, Nate Richards.
Okay, see,
Mary
this is,
fuck kill.
I think this is hard because Nate Richard is the nicest of the three. I think he seems the nicest. You know what I mean? Like, oh
I
gosh.
hear that you're gonna kill him is what I'm hearing.
Well,
what I'm hearing is he's got.
Okay, you know what? Yes, you're right because I was so attracted to the other two, and I think they're probably still attractive. I don't know what they look like today.
Oh my god, I'm googling it while you.
Unless they got into horrible accidents, which I certainly hope not, they've got to still be attractive. I'm gonna kill Harvey, sweet Harvey. I'm just gonna have to do that, and I am going to. Oh God, I'm going to. Fuck.
Oh God.
I'm going to fuck Ryder Strong, and I'm going to marry JTT because I have a feeling that of the two, Jonathan Taylor Thomas still has more money.
That is for certain. Like, he was in the film industry.
Yes.
Like, he didn't just make this, like, Nancy Hamsey bullshit.
Oh, no. He was a full-on, like, A-list star, I should think, for part of the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, he was in movies with, like, he made that one movie with Tim Allen, where Tim Allen also played his dad. And, like, there was, like, something racist with, like, Indians, and maybe he was, like,
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
They went on, like, a camping retreat or something.
Yeah. And Tim Allen was, like, an urban dad who wasn't good at all this kind of stuff, right? Something like that. And there was the blow darts. Weren't there blow darts involved? Darts. Yes.
I can't remember what that was called.
Well, who cares? I mean, all I remember is thinking it was kind of a dumpster fire of a movie. But, yeah, you're right. He was in that.
Okay.
He doesn't act anymore, though, seemingly.
Not that I've seen, but people like Haley Joel Osment are making like a comeback.
That's true.
It wouldn't be shocking, I think, to see him pop up in something.
Yeah, maybe also like behind the scenes, though. Maybe he wants to produce or direct.
Oh, you remember that Christmas movie JTT made?
Yes, I loved that Christmas movie.
Okay,
that fucking movie turned me the hell on.
Okay, so I agree 100% with your Mary Fuck Kill choices. Yes, Home for Christmas. God, he was a sexy little boy.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and here's what he looks like today.
Yeah, I would definitely still hit that. For sure, definitely, no doubt.
And here's what Ryder Strong looks like.
Oh, fuck. They're both really hot still.
I kind of think I prefer modern day JTT because he's rocking that look that I'm in. Like, this is just a person, regular person I would date.
He does bear a passing resemblance to, like, a darker Aaron Messick.
Thank you for saying that. No mustache, but a little baby face.
but similar.
But this vibe, vibe is my vibe.
JTT looks like he would live in Austin, and Ryder Strong looks like he would live in LA. To me.
Oh, yeah, that's a great way to put it. Mm-hmm. That's a great way to put it.
So I stand by my
Still
choices.
Cute. They're both, like, they've both aged gracefully.
Oh, yeah, look at those teeth. Ryder Strong has great teeth.
We're not even going to Google Harvey Kinkle because we saw him on IMDb. We're fine with that.
He looks fine, but I'm not obsessed. Yeah.
Wow, great choices.
Oh, thank you. That was difficult.
Moving on to further Mary Fuck Kills. Mary Fuck Kill.
Okay.
Sabrina.
Okay.
Buffy.
Oh.
Xena.
Oh, I see what you're trying to do here.
Sabrina, Buffy, Xena. Sabrina, Buffy, Xena. Sabrina, Buffy, Xena. Xena, warrior princess.
I don't know if that one's going on the album. I mean, it was good. Maybe the B-sides. You know what? I am going to kill Buffy. Yeah, I'm doing it. And I'm going to fuck Xena. And I'm going to marry Sabrina because really she's the strongest of the three.
Well, and she is magical.
Yeah. She can literally... Oh, wait. But isn't there something about humans turning into balls of wax connected to Sabrina? Like her mother can't see her because she's immortal. And if she sees Sabrina, she'll turn into wax.
Well, then how's she fucking Harvey Kinkle?
I think there's a worry that if they have a kid and Harvey sees the kid, he'll turn into wax. There's a weird subplot of Sabrina. But so we can't have no kids because I don't want to be no
pro-choice is what I'm hearing.
Yes, that's what you're hearing. Yes, I
love
so.
it. Progressive as fuck.
Yes, read that into that. Yes.
Melissa Joan Hart's like, Okay.
Yeah, Melissa Joan Hart, noted religious conservative. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I would do. That's why I have to kill Buffy, but I don't want to, except I'm not that big of a Buffy fan.
Listen, I love Buffy.
Mm-hmm.
But if I marry Sabrina and I turn into a ball of wax, that's a problem. But under the presumption that I don't turn into a ball of wax because we cannot procreate a child.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that shouldn't be a factor for us.
That shouldn't be an ish, yeah.
I am also gonna kill Buffy, but I love her. But girl, she loves Angel and I hate Angel.
Yes.
And I'm like, you got trash preferences. We don't believe in the same sort of things. Willow's a good friend and you treated her like garbage. You're done.
Instead of a menage a trois, that's a menage a nah.
Yeah. Hard pass.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Sorry, Sarah Michelle. Hope you and Freddie are happy.
Yeah.
I'm also going to fuck Xena and not marry her because she's one of those people that like, she's powerful, she's scary, she's good, one and done, but I can't be around that too much.
Well, and also, Gabriella be coming for you.
Yeah,
if
can't
you
be
done tried to marry
having
Xena,
that.
she'd be hitting you in the head with her stick, girl.
Yeah, so I think
I can't play that game, no.
That's the right choice. And then, let's marry Sabrina.
Yeah, you just kill off Harvey. It takes 2 seconds flat. He's
also,
so stupid.
then you get to live with Salem.
Yes.
Best life choice ever.
And the aunts as well. I mean, this is just, it gets better and better.
It's a win-win situation.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Choice,
That was a good one. Okay.
Final marry, fuck, kill.
Okay.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Okay.
Versus Boy Meets World.
Oh.
Versus Family Matters. TGIF lineup.
Oh, fuck. Did I do that?
Urkel. He was fine when he took his glasses off.
Oh, he was fine. Yes.
Stephen Urkel. Or Stefan. Stefan.
Yeah. Oh, this is like maybe the best marry, fuck, kill you've ever done, Morgie.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to marry Boy Meets World. No. Lies. I'm going to fuck Boy Meets World because there's so many hot guys on that show throughout the run. Like, remember later in the run when Ryder Strong's old? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so many hot guys. So I'll fuck that. Fuck them. I'm gonna marry Sabrina again for the same reason, and I'm gonna kill off Family Matters, even though that's the only bit of color we done had in this marry, fuck, kill. But
like, you're so white, you don't really fit in.
Well, I don't. Who wants to hang out with Urkel, really? I mean, he was fun to watch, but do you really want to be part of? Do you want Urkel to be part of your life? Also, that guy is a fucking idiot.
The Papa Winslow is a cop.
Oh yes.
And he.
Oh yes.
Be being a cop all the time. You can't be hanging around living in the household of a cop.
That's true.
Especially when you are a POT head.
Who's a POT head?
People in California and Canada where it's legal.
Where it's legal,
but not here in Texas.
No, we would never because it's illegal.
Yeah, we would never.
We follow the laws.
Yeah, we don't believe in that.
No.
Or premarital sex.
Nope. 0%.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to kill all of Family Matters, but I'm very sorry to Black America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually agree 100% with those choices. Again, marrying Sabrina because living that witch life. And then there are a lot of fine people in Boy Meets World. Plus, America, you know what I'm talking about. Everybody wonder about Feeney.
Oh, yeah. You want some of that. Oh, you
I didn't
want
say
some
I
of that
want. I'm
Feeney
just saying
dick?
everybody's just like curious.
I see. So what you want to do is just run your tongue along Feeney's taint. That's what I'm hearing.
Everybody's
you just want to take
curious.
his big old saggy balls and place one over each eye, so it's like an eye mask.
It might be lucrative for your skin regeneration.
It could be great.
You don't know.
I don't know. And
also,
I do love Feeney.
I didn't say that. You put those words in my mouth. I said I was curious.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't say. I did put those words in your mouth.
What does he
not
look like as a
before.
young person? I'm going to Google it while you talk about
That's
something
a good
else.
thing.
Maybe
Something
he
disgusting.
was fine.
Well, you know what? Okay, so you look up Feeney. Let me tell you, just returning briefly to this made-for-TV movie for Sabrina.
Yes.
So, that came before the TV show, and the producer of it
he wasn't fine.
He wasn't fine. Can I see a picture? Maybe in the right light?
Maybe.
No, sweet man.
Yeah,
I'm so
he just
sorry.
looks like a person. He just looks like a person.
That's a solid no from me. Whatever. I loved him, though.
Yeah,
I loved his little gardening homosexual kind of vibe.
Oh, he's gay as fuck.
Oh,
right?
has to be. Well,
gay AF.
They show him, like, dating women throughout the thing.
But
I'm
it's
like,
always
nah,
uncomfortable?
Queen. Yeah, because he wants that dick. He wants to get with a young Brazilian twink. You know that's what he wants.
That's why he goes to college. He's like, this is where I'll meet the people.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he pretended he was following his favorite class, but we know better. He was following that dick.
Also, if he was following his favorite class, weird or not weird?
I had a teacher who followed, one of my gifted and talented teachers, Miss Archer, followed us from middle school to junior high.
Yeah, but college is different.
College is a bit different. You tell truths
because they
about that.
live there.
Yeah.
But whatever, it's fine.
And there are all those shots of him waking up in bed next to them.
I mean, it's problematic, but it's fine.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's why they look so good. They'd be using that Mr. Feeney ball mask.
And I like how you said your gifted and talented teacher, Mrs. Archer, who is also my gifted and talented teacher, Mrs. Archer.
I'm so sorry. Forgive me. I'm sorry. You're right, because that's when you moved to Jacksonville. Yeah. That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
I'm
so sorry.
I just want everyone to know.
Miss Archer,
I was also smart.
Miss Archer, you belong to both of us equally, just so you know, in case you're listening. Yeah.
But I was smart too.
And you still are.
Oh my God.
You're still very smart.
Those are lies.
Those are lies. No, those aren't lies. Those are truths that I believe. I don't hang out with stupid people. Yes, so Melissa, shut up, Morgan.
Speaking of lies.
Shut up, Morgan. Generally, I don't. So Melissa Joan Hart's mother produced this made-for-TV movie that came on Showtime.
Wait, Melissa Joan Hart was in the made-for-TV movie?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was just some other situation.
No. Oh, yes, no. And
Go on.
So they did it for Showtime. Immediately, it got picked up for a series because Melissa Joan Hart was immediate magic in that role.
So that the show is based on this movie? Mm-hmm. Is it this same ants and stuff?
Well, they're in there, but the only cast members who follow through are Melissa Joan Hart, obviously, and she's got a best friend in season 1. She's that chick with the real curly hair. I don't know if you remember.
That sounds familiar, yeah.
She's if you saw a picture of her, you'd know her, but she was only in season 1, but she also came over from the movie. But the Salem character, the ants, those are all different, played by different people.
Wow.
Yes.
That's so weird.
So I watched this, and let me tell you, it was trash. It was a made-for-TV movie. But do you know who plays the mean boy love interest? This is gonna blow your mind.
Why is he mean?
He's the popular boy.
Oh, okay.
You know, because it's that whole it's essentially a Mean Girl movie, but just with magic.
Ryder Strong?
It's a really good guess, and I thought you were gonna say it.
Oh shit!
Ryan Reynolds.
What?
Yes, young, floppy-haired, gap-toothed Ryan Reynolds. Yes.
He's done worse things. Green Lantern, for example.
Well, right, exactly. Well, and he's fine in everything, though. And he was fine in this.
You mean attractive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like wine.
He's also a good actor, though.
He's okay.
I enjoy him.
I mean, I don't dislike him. I was just watching Deadpool 2 before you came over, and I do like him. I like him a lot. He's not sexy to me the way he's sexy to a lot of people.
I kind of agree. He's attractive, but if he wasn't funny, there would be zero appeal for me.
Exactly.
If he wasn't funny, there's nothing for me.
Exactly. I totally agree with that. But he is really funny, and he's a great actor.
Isn't that interesting how there's this objectively attractive person that we can all feel very differently about?
Yeah. And all like him, but just not feel it. Yeah. I think that's a bit of wisdom you get as you get older is if someone doesn't find you attractive, it doesn't mean you're ugly. You know what I mean?
Totally.
I know that sounds basic, but I feel
people have different preferences.
It takes a long time to internalize that wisdom.
Like how I recognize in the very real sense that Peter Baelish is fucking sexy and everyone else is just wrong about it.
You know what? I'm gonna get into that boat with you. I'm gonna take a raft to Peter Baelish Dickland because I would fuck him. His character is so greasy though. It turns me off.
I mean, he is an awful person and there's no reason that I should be attracted to him.
Well, he's got a stunningly beautiful face. And I look at teeth and that man has some good ass teeth.
And he's got the perfect little tiny facial hair of an evil person where if you see a person with that facial hair, you know he's up to no good. Let's go to bed now. You know what I mean?
Speaking of things being up to no good, now I'm gonna when we do this these show notes, I'm gonna post this picture on our blog.
Oh my God,
for this episode.
What is it?
This is the poster from the made-for-TV movie.
No,
hilarious,
so
right,
trash. Y'all? They might as well have used Comic Sans.
I mean,
they went into Microsoft Paint. They took a picture of a skinny woman from the 40s. And cut and pasted Melissa Joan Hart's face, I guess.
And it's
not even her face.
It's an obvious cut and paste job too. And then Salem is in her lap, but there's I don't even know, like clip art stuff around. It looks horrible.
There's clip art, like little like glitter vibes. Yeah. And then they bubble lettered the shit out of the title. Oh my God. They stole this off of like an ad for like cleaner. Like this was an ad for like Joy in like 1943. And then they just put her face on it, but it's not even her face. Her face is so photoshopped.
It is the most ridiculous. So that poster is indicative of the whole movie. I mean, the movie's trash.
Oh my God.
But
this is great.
Isn't it hilarious? So if y'all want to see that, you'll have to go to our blog. The link is always in our show notes, isn't it? Every single time.
Yep,
yes,
every time.
Okay, so that ridiculous movie. So do you remember, Morgie, where Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the TV series, which ran from 1996 to 2003, where it aired on? Do you remember which channel?
Oh, was it like ABC Family before ABC Family, or
it was ABC when it was TGIF.
Yeah.
And then good job. I can't believe you remembered that. That's amazing. And then it moved to the WB in season 5.
Circa today's CW.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then it finished out its run up through season 7. So it did 5, 6, 7, 3 seasons on the WB.
7 seasons. Where's she at now?
Melissa Joan Hart.
Yeah, what's that baby doing?
You know, actually, okay, I've got a little secret history for her.
I want to know everything about Melissa J.
It's going to be, so first of all, where she is now, she just finished up, this is not part of the secret history, but she finished up, she had a sitcom that ran for 5 years called Melissa and Joey or something.
Oh, I've heard of that.
I didn't even know that
I've heard of that.
I didn't watch it.
But it's on one of those random channels where it's like... It's not a thing you would watch.
Yeah, it's like, you know, like Disney Cooking at Home or something.
Or like, you know, like Nick at Night has like, they have like a daytime station that's like Nick at Night, so you can watch
Nick at Night at Day?
Yeah, kind of like, you know, the Bewitched-y type of stuff.
Oh, sure.
But then they started doing original series, and it's like one of those kind of things. Like there's this one that's called like Hot in Cleveland that stars like not Roz, the British girl from Frasier.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Like she has an original
Daphne.
She has like an original show on like whatever that fucking TV station is. There's like so many TV stations trying to do original content now that it's like...
It's almost too much. It's like you can't keep up with all.
You remember like back when FX was like a, what the fuck is that station?
Yeah.
And like now they have like some pretty strong original, like It's Always Sunny is like an FX show, I think.
Is it really? Yeah. It didn't start off there, did it? It started off somewhere else, I think.
don't know.
I won't swear to it. I don't even watch that show, so I don't know why I'm
But it's like a thing.
Well, yeah, so anyway, so you've heard of that show. I hadn't even heard of it.
Yes, I have.
And then right now she has a clothing line because she's got a bunch of kids now with her husband.
Okay.
And it's like a kids clothing line, and it looks cute, but like, who gives a shit about that? I don't.
Parents, I don't know.
Yeah, and fair enough, and good for them because it looks like cute clothes. But okay, so the first level of the secret history, and I kind of mentioned this already. Melissa Joan Hart is quite religious. She's Christian, and she's quite conservative. Now, I couldn't find information on whether or not she voted for Trump. I'm assuming she didn't because she was a libertarian. Okay. She voted libertarian in the election before that. So I'm thinking, and she voted for like Mitt Romney, but like there's a world of difference between Mitt Romney and Trump. So I'm hoping she didn't vote for him. But she is a very vocal Republican. Like, you know, that whole, is this about gay people thing we're talking about at the beginning of the episode? Yes. In the, what's it called? Interview. In the interview that I read where she was like debunking that, she was like, yeah, it does seem, you know, it does kind of read for gay people, but that's just like being a Republican in Hollywood. You have to come out of the closet and keep it secret or talk about it. And I was like, bitch, no, this is not like being a Republican in Hollywood. Back up. But so, yeah, she's quite conservative. Okay.
I guess that's not super surprising. Like, not to be like, that, you can tell that person's gay from looking at them, but like, she kind of looks like a conservative person.
She kind of does. Yeah, like, she really does.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's just something about her. You're like, I can see it.
Yeah.
Kind of like how Kelsey Grammer, he's another Hollywood conservative. And I'm like,
but
you know, I
so
love
funny,
Frasier.
though?
I know, and talented is too bad.
Yeah.
But when you look at him, you're kind of like, nah.
Yeah.
I can see. You look like a fucking Republican. But anyway, okay. I'm sure there are Republicans who listen. We support you. Just, by the way, you may not have heard, but Republican voting this year is December 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah. You may not have heard that.
So go out for that.
Yeah. So just hold on to your vote till then. No, just kidding. Go out and vote.
We're
November
losing
6th.
viewers immediately.
I know, exactly. We're like, it's not supposed to be a political show. Okay. Second layer of secret history. Old Melissa Joan Hart, she might be a conservative Christian, but she done had a wild streak.
Tell me.
So
was she on Girls Gone Wild?
Well, maybe, because you never know. I mean, do you want to watch all the Girls Gone Wild and see if you see her?
I've seen them all.
Oh, you seen them all already? I should have known. She published an autobiography called Melissa Explains It All, like Clarissa Explains It All.
That's actually a really cute
I
title.
mean, that's a cute title, yeah. And in it, she says that around, like, when she was the most popular, like, mid-90s, she was experimenting for a couple of years with, like, ecstasy and pot and shrooms. And there is an infamous cover.
So she just had a basic adolescence, is what you're saying?
Yes. Well, also, I'm kind of thinking, like, if you had a really wild drug period and you were a rich, famous Hollywood star, I bet you did some coke, first of all, which you didn't put in there. Very funny you didn't put that in there. I'm like, girl, you did coke. Don't lie to me. Everybody who's been to any party once has done coke, so don't lie. And during this time, she did an infamous Maxim cover that is a scandaloso.
She's looking kind of fun.
Oh, she looks good as hell. No, this is not to shame her, but I will say it was a shock to her brand. You know what I mean? Because she played like sweet girl next door, but look how stunning she looks. Now,
I mean, to be fair, she is like hella airbrush as per Maxim, but she does look fine.
Yes. That was at the height of her, like, it girlness. And she said in her autobiography, when she was staying at the Playboy Mansion the night before that shoot. In the limo to the Maxim shoot, she was still high on ecstasy, and she hooked up with a girl in the limo and then went and did this shoot.
Oh my God.
Okay, so...
She did have a moment.
She had a moment. Oh, there's another one. I think this one's even hotter. That's from the same shoot.
Oh, damn.
Doesn't she look fine as hell there?
What do her parents think?
Oh, I'm sure they think, good for my daughter for being hugely successful, worth like $18 million. But maybe they think my daughter's a slut, I hate her. I don't know. I can't speak.
Yeah,
for
she
other
looks
people.
really good.
She looks fine as hell.
And she's like she's always been more of a like on the thicker side of like ladies.
Mm-hmm. And she's a nice curve.
Yeah,
yes.
she has really nice curves, and she'd
be looking good.
She's looking like she did a little coke in those photos.
Oh yes.
Skinny.
Oh yes. I call coke use in these
she had
pictures.
a little skin.
So all I'm trying to say is she had a wild period, which was probably longer than what she said, and was almost certainly more varied than what she listed in her autobiography.
And also, like, sometimes, like, adult religious people, like, did have some time in their youth. But then they get kind of, like, old and, not old, but, like, adult.
Sure, mature.
And, like, conservative.
Yeah. Well, and that's fine as long as they don't get judgy. That's my problem is that I'm always
enough.
like... And I've had people in my past be like, don't throw that back at me. And I'm like, girl, I'm not trying to throw anything back at you. I'm just trying to say... What happened, and you can't undo it. And if you're going to have a wild period, then you can't freak out when someone else has a wild period. Mm-hmm. Why are you allowed to have something someone else can't have, you know?
You know what? I'm not conservative at all, and, like, I wouldn't say...
No, you're the conservative heart of the South. I often say that about you.
I wouldn't say in, like, any general facet that I'm conservative, but, like, a big thing that's changed from my youth to my today is, like... When I was younger, I wore, like, a lot of, like, low-cut shirts and, like, really embraced, like, my boob situation. But now that I have to have a job and stuff, like, over the last, I don't know, decade, the tops of my clothing have become more conservative. But I love a good weekend opportunity to bust out the girls.
Fuck yes.
Like, I never miss a moment to be like, should I wear this bralette as a shirt with these shorts? I think I should, and I go for it.
Oh, yeah. I think you need to remind the people what got you where you are.
Yes, girl.
I mean, your brain is always available.
But how'd I get through college? Wasn't that brain?
Yeah. No, not quite. I agree with you. We've talked before about how I used to wear the most revealing swimsuits.
Yeah, we've
and,
both kind of like turned.
Yes.
We went to South Padre like a little bit ago, and I bought this like I was like, I want to get a one piece, and Aaron was like, that's weird for you.
Pieces.
But I got this like really deep cut like front thing where it was like all boobs, and he was like, oh, I see, you're gonna get a quote one piece. He was like, okay.
I think a sexy one piece is sexier than a sexy two piece. Personally,
yeah, me too.
I just think there's something so sleek about them.
I think sexy one pieces are my new thing.
Oh, I support you in that. I love a sexy one piece.
I like those ones that come really high up on the hips.
Yeah, it's like the Baywatch one pieces. Yes, my queen.
And I've seen a lot of thick honeys rocking that, and it
is
a good look for a thick honey.
But now let me ask you this though. Now you've got those real high-rise ones. Now, how much shaving, trimming, scalloping do you do to your underside?
Not to be like, I'm blonde and fair-haired, but like I don't have, I don't have that like dark hair problem. So like, so for me, it's never been an issue.
But fair enough. But you do have that goose down that grows down there.
Yes, but I just leave that.
Oh, okay.
I just let that hang out.
Actually, I need to restuff my pillows. Would you mind doing a deep pluck? I'm gonna stuff my pillows with your goose down. Okay, so here's the most secret of secret histories.
Ooh, Melissa J.
She's been good. She's been bad. She opened a candy store in like the 2000s, and it was someplace in fucking California.
Okay.
And that store was closed down a couple of years later because of a racial discrimination lawsuit.
On her part or someone else's part?
Well, I didn't go too deep into it.
Some person at this establishment.
But yes, someone, I mean, it ended the store, essentially. And then, like, they sold it to new management or whatever. But the only reason I put that in is because, one, that was really hard to find that has been buried. I assume her people buried it.
She paid some PR people.
I'm sure. But also I'm like, oh, okay, you're a conservative religious Republican and you have a history of like
and
possible
racial
discrimination.
Stores.
Yeah, a racist candy store and
Come
wine.
on,
And
Melissa.
wine. Really. Because, I mean, let's be just straight up. Now, I might not be being politically correct right here, but I know a lot of black people and they like a lot of sugar in their Kool-Aid, and I would think if you were going to open a candy store, it wouldn't be the white wasp people who you would be trying to sell to. I would think it would be the white trash people and the black people, because we're the people that like the sugar.
We
do you hear what I'm saying?
Love Sour Patch Kids.
Yes, my queen. So, I think she made a big mistake. Anyway.
Also, like, what a pivot, like...
Yeah.
America's Sweetheart, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I think will open a candy store. Mm-hmm. It's a choice.
It's a choice, and it failed. It's a bummer. I think she missed, she could have been in I Know What You Did Last Summer. They offered her a role.
No.
Yes. And she turned it down.
Isn't that... Oh, wait, no, it's the brown hair girl. What's her name? Jennifer Love Hewitt. America's Other Sweetheart.
Uh-huh. But the other blonde whose name I was for Buffy.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
She was in I Know What You Did Last Summer. And she took the role that would have been Melissa Joan Hart's. And Melissa Joan Hart turned it down because she was like, I didn't want to do another be like a Scream Queen. But had she done that...
was she in a Scream Queen thing?
No, but she was just saying she
didn't
want
be
to.
The next one.
Yeah. But had she been in that, I think she would have been I think it would have continued her stardom. But she said no, and that changed her career.
To be honest, though, I don't think that movie would have been as... Not that movie's great, but I like it.
It's a classic. Yeah.
I don't think that movie would have been as good with her. I think that Sarah
Michelle Gellar's a really good scream queen. She's really good.
She's really good at Buffy. Mm-hmm. She was really good at that sort of stuff. She was really good in The Grudge.
Amazing. Yeah.
Also, she was all right in the Scooby-Doo series.
She was all right. I've heard if you get real blazed, where that's legal to do, that's
California
really
and
fun
Canada.
to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And now Massachusetts, I guess.
Is that true?
We're growing.
Oh, that's exciting. Well, good. I'm just looking through my info on the TV series. Oh, go ahead. What were you going to say, babe?
I wanted to talk about a different TV series after we've wrapped this up.
Oh, yeah? Oh, okay. Well, I was just going to say, the TV series was immediately super popular, right?
Yeah.
And
TGIF classic.
Oh, exactly. And so it had going for it. It was part of TGIF, which at the time was a juggernaut.
Built-in fandom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, Melissa Joan Hart, coming off Clarissa, had a fan base.
Yes.
Right? Also, Sabrina, been around since the 60s, had a fan base.
Yes.
And then you were saying something earlier, Morgie, another reason that it was popular.
I think that the fact that it's a it's like a witchy show that's also a comedy makes it unique. Because, like, there are, like, different pieces of, like, fantasy and, like, witchiness throughout pop culture, but, like, very little of it is for, like, a comedic purpose. Like, witches are not, like, a funny thing in general. It's always, like, a drama or, like, a dramedy at the very least, or it's, like, a very dark, sinister thing. So, like, this was unique, I think, and really, I can't think of another popular, like, witchy comedy since then. Like, it's just not, like, it's not a popular thing to do. So it was kind of a gamble because of that. But then it was also like, oh, well, this is a fresh retake, like, fresh breath. Wait, what am I trying to say? What's a fresh
take?
That's not what I'm trying to say, but that is what I'm going to go with.
Okay.
But, like, it's just a fresh thing to do with, like, witchcraft.
Yeah.
And witchcraft is hot, especially in the late 90s, circa the Harry Potter series starting. So it was, like, a very prevalent thing to be a part of. And so that was just, like, one more piece of that fandom you could, like, latch onto.
That's a great point. You know, now that you mention that, the only other funny, I'm sure there are, if we were to, like, look it up and, like, really research, I'm sure there are some other funny witch shows, but Bewitched is the only one I can think of. And that was decades before. Yeah. Decades, classic, 60s, right?
That's a Nick at Night thing.
That's a Nick at Night, yeah. So, by the way, you know, this series started in 1996. Harry Potter, of course, came out in 97. Yeah. So very similar, like, time period for those two, like, very similar kind of shows or, you know, brands, I guess.
Yeah, totally. I'm very into that.
Okay, I think we ran through the TV series. I would just say, if you're thinking of rewatching it, just keep in mind, it really was written for, like, children and young teens. Just be prepared for that if you want to rewatch it.
And speaking of children and young teens, I super recommend Sabrina the Animated Series, which started a little bit after this Sabrina show happened, and it was on the Disney Channel, but then it later came to, like, I think the ABC, like, Saturday early morning family stuff. And it's a very it's like the same characters. You got the aunts, you got the Salem, you got the Sabrina, the Harvey, the whole thing, but it's like a cartoon, and it's, like, whimsical, and it's fun. And to me, it was, like, one of those things I watched around the time of, like, Pepper Ann, if you guys know Pepper Ann.
Oh, that sounds so familiar. What's that about?
Pepper Ann, much too cool for 7th grade. Pepper Ann, she's like one in a million.
Did she have red hair?
She did.
Yes, I remember fucking Pepper Ann.
So it was kind of like a back-to-back thing with, like, a Pepper Ann. So it was just like a quirky, female-driven, like, feminist cartoon that was just like, it was just like a wholesome, like, kid show, but it's also, like, entertaining, like, probably from my memory, something that I could still casually watch on, like, a Sunday morning for, like, 1 cup of coffee and be like, oh, nostalgia.
Sure.
You know? Yeah. So check that out.
I love all the girl power in all these. Like, we just did Charmed a few weeks ago, and, like, I do miss this era of girl power. It was so much less complicated than today's, like, Me Too girl power, which I'm also behind. Yeah. But it's just it's a whole different flavor.
90s girl power was whimsical.
It was.
Yeah, we had the Spice Girls and shit like that.
It may not have accomplished as much. I guess history will tell. But it was definitely easier to love.
They gave us some of the best fashion trends ever. So great that they're back in style now.
Yeah, that's truth. Yeah. That's truth. Platform shoes.
Girl, all of the Baby Spice stuff.
Okay, shall we talk about the chilling adventures of Sabrina? I'm so excited. I've been sitting on a secret, Morgan. I've been sitting on a secret.
You got secrets.
Okay. I just got to tell you right now. I can't wait. Okay. So, you know, the 2 aunts are going to be in this as well.
Yeah.
Aunt Zelda, who's, like, the funny one. You don't know who she's played by?
No.
Miranda Otto.
Our bitch from the Lord of the Rings.
Éowyn. Yes.
Herself. Yes. In the flesh.
Yes.
She's like, Theoden, my king. Yes. It's me.
She said, I've been a horse warrior. She said, I done found and lost about 20 men's. She said, I done smashed a witch king right in his face.
She said, I became a Princess Faramir. Yes, please. Girl.
She said, I'm gonna fuck you in the House of Healing.
I am no man.
Ooh. Oh, and I'm glad she's not. Yeah, so she plays I don't know what the character's going to be, but in the past it's always been like the fun, crazy aunt. But she's only in 8 episodes, so...
Out of how many?
There are 20. They've bought 20. 2 seasons of 10 episodes each for Netflix.
Is she only in 8 because there's only 8 in the first season by chance?
No, there's 10 in each season. Well, as far as what I read.
Okay.
Maybe she just comes in late, or
I don't know.
There's even
Sometimes they do bottle episodes.
Yeah, so I'm hoping she'll be like very present within those 8 episodes at least. But yes, Miranda fucking Otto.
I'm really excited. First of all, as dedicated listeners of the podcast will know that we love the appendices for The Lord of the Rings, both in text version and also the film appendices that Peter Jackson created. And there's so much sweet footage with Miranda Otto just as like a person. Like as a person, I just love her. And then also the fact that she portrays the warrior goddess Eowyn and brings her such like warmth and love. She's a very special person.
She is.
I can't wait for her to be a fierce aunt.
She's going to be amazing.
That's incredible. I'm so happy for her.
I'm happy for her too. And
Great
I'm happy
role.
for us.
Great role.
I'm happy for us.
Yeah.
Because we are going to lose our damn minds.
Oh my God.
The first time she walks on screen, oh my queen. I'm going to have to ride a horse out my living room.
Ugh.
And this is also exciting, but less so for us. Hilda, the other aunt, is played by Lacey. Is that her name? Lucy Claire Davis, who's Dawn in the UK Office. Did you ever watch the UK Office?
No.
She plays like...
I mean, like I saw the Ricky Gervais one.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen like episodes, but I wasn't like... But who's the Dawn
she's
equivalent?
Like, the receptionist.
The
what's her
Pam.
face? The Pam. She's the Pam. She's the Pam of the UK. Yeah.
You know the Jim of the UK is Lil Bilbo.
He sure enough is, yeah. Yeah, look at all these.
Small world. Okay, cool. Well, I'm sure she's fantastic.
I'm sure a lot of people are very... And I liked her in the UK version, but I'm not like freaking out, but it's whatever. Kiernan Shipka.
Which, the coolest name ever. Amazing. Her parents were like, we'll birth a star. Here's her name.
And frankly, she looks like a fucking star.
She is gorgeous.
She looks just like Hermione to me. What's her face?
Emma Watson. She's got a very Emma Watson vibe. Yeah.
But she's the little girl from Mad Men. She's
absolutely. Yeah. Sally Draper. And we watched her grow up because when Mad Men started, she was literally just like a little kid. And she was good, and she got better as the show went on, and like they gave her a bigger part in like later seasons, and she became a sassy little girl. I mean, she was like smoking cigarettes, running away from home.
Oh, she bad.
Throwing shade, running away from boarding school. Like she took her parents to the ringer because she had the worst parents, y'all.
Yeah.
Her fucking Mad Men families. Yeah. That's bullshit.
Trash.
But it's all such real life.
What's her name?
For them.
Winter Cold, Snow.
January Jones.
January Jones, yes, my least
That can't be her real name, right?
No, I don't think so. That sounds like a fake ass name. I'm glad. She's stunningly beautiful, but I'm glad that she's no longer being cast in as much stuff. Because for a while I was like, really? January
she's
Jones?
Not good. She's not a good actress. Not at all.
Like at all.
But she's like really pretty.
She's yeah. And she was great in Mad Men. She's perfect for that role.
Honestly, like the best role she's probably ever done. Because she just is Betty Draper.
I agree.
She's like, I'm just pretty and I deserve fur coats. Like that, and I understand.
And that,
I'm
I
like, she
that.
does though.
Yeah, like, I believe that. I'm like,
give her fur coats.
Buy this bitch all the fur. So Kieran Shipka will be the new Sabrina.
And the color palette of this show, the aesthetic is just like, I mean, we've only seen the trailer, and like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of the best Netflix original shows that's ever existed.
It looks so beautiful and lush. It looks like something.
It looks like a better Riverdale.
Oh yeah,
it looks like a better, because Riverdale's like good, but like trash good, and it's like just on the cusp of being fantastic. And I think that's what this is going to be.
The look of this reminds me of like Pan's Labyrinth. What's his name?
Yes, Guillermo
del Toro. Yes.
Oh, yes.
It's very much that aesthetic of like lush jewel tones and dark creepiness.
Yes, and her lipstick in this trailer, this like deep red, this
so
like
beautiful.
Oh my God. And like she has just like this wicked smile, and then like it's her 16th birthday, which is when Sabrina historically comes into her powers, and her aunts are like the members of her coven, and they like nurture her along this path. Except in this version, at her birthday table, there's like Satan's there first of all. Fucking Satan's at her dinner table.
She got dark. Okay.
And then there's these like I don't know, Satan's posse with like weird ass masks on like it's a fucking murder masquerade. And then you go back around and they're not there anymore. And it's either because they're like a ghost or like only Sabrina can see them, or they're like hidden and nobody, I don't know. There's a lot of like underlying darkness. Kieran and Shipka looking like fierce as fuck. And just like magic and like murder. And
like mean girling too, from what I saw. Because there are these witches who look like they're straight out from The Craft. I mean, they look like, which I'm so down for. I'm like, remake The Craft 40 times. And so that seems to be a subplot too, is like her, because Sabrina's technically half-blooded, right?
Yes.
She's a mudblood, if you will. And these pureblood witches are like, you're not coming in here. And then she's like, yes, I am coming in here. And then they all walk together down the street at some point. So I know they become friends. So this is going to happen, and I'm super excited for that.
Do you know if they're going to Netflix it and drop every episode all at once?
Oh, I don't know. I think so.
Because I'm going to have to check my PTO.
I would assume so, yeah.
And not attend work.
And binge that shit. Yes, 100%. 100%. Comes out the 26th. The 26th of October.
Just in time for Halloween.
Yes, my queen. Oh, there's a new character. So, for the record, Salem will appear at some point. But
he
I don't
walked
think he's
the red carpet.
Role.
I was just like checking out the red carpet,
and
Salem walked it. So cute.
That's adorable. Yeah. Well, there's also a new character who I think is kind of like the new Salem, because they're not going to be doing a lot of, like, obviously, talking cat stuff doesn't really work for this kind of show, I don't think. His name is Ambrose Spellman. He is
great name.
Fantastic.
Ambrose is a good name. It's the villain in The Name of the Wind. Well, his nemesis or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much a villain. Yeah. Ambrose, isn't there a gay character named Ambrose in something too? Oh, I'm thinking of Elliot, which is not Ambrose. I don't know why.
But Elliot's gay as fuck, yeah.
He is gay as fuck. Well, and this new character, he's a pansexual English cousin who is under house arrest in her house. And I saw a picture of him. He's beautiful, tall, black, thin,
I'm
model-esque.
living for that.
And I saw what looked like what was going to be a queer kiss in the trailer. So we're getting some queerness up in here. We got some people of color up in here. Some of the other witches are of color as well. So it's not all just white bitches. Yeah. And I'm just so excited.
It looks
amazing.
So good. And honestly, me personally, and I feel like I've probably said this, but I have been experiencing like a pop culture drought as far as like film and TV goes. And honestly, I just reworked my TBR list, and like I have like at the library you can have like up to 10 holds, and so I was just like going through and putting things on hold to like line up the rest of my year. And honestly, I was just kind of like, meh, I don't know, I guess I'll read this, I guess I'll do this. Like, I'm just in this really wishy-washy place where I'm not like super pumped about like any one thing. Like, there's no one thing that's giving me life. Like when Game of Thrones comes back around, that's like a thing that gives you life.
Yeah, of course.
I don't have one of those things right now. So like for me, I think this thing is Sabrina. Like Sabrina's one of the only things that I'm like, I cannot wait for it. Like the 26th cannot get here fast enough, and it's in like 4 days.
I totally agree. I mean, honestly, of all the episodes we've done, except for the ones that are things that we're like Lord of the Rings, I'm not going to count those. This is in like my top 5 most excited topics, because it just looks really good, and I loved this TV show, and it's just giving me everything I need, man.
And on the off chance that it's awful, probably one of the biggest letdowns of 2018.
Yeah, I'm gonna be really upset.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
like
super
on the off
devastated.
chance, like I don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't think so either. But you never know.
You
I mean,
never
we've been
know.
fooled before.
Yeah,
We've been fooled. You met me. You thought I was straight.
oh my god, yeah.
See, sometimes things turn around.
Wait, but you're not straight?
Oh, that was just hypothetical. Yeah. I'm super straight. Yeah. Let's go drink some brewskis, fuck some pussies.
Right.
Yeah.
That was definitely our plan.
That was me being my real self. You know.
Tight.
Morgie, I feel like we've trounced the hell out of this.
I think we should wrap it up so that the 26 will roll around.
Oh,
so we can check it out. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a plug for this episode? 'Cause I've got a good one.
Yes,
Oh, yeah?
I do. So in the vein of like all the spooky things, because it is Halloween spooktacular. I just recently finished reading I think her first book, Ruth Ware's first book, In a Dark, Dark Wood. And it's a thriller, murder mystery type book or whatever. So if you're into Gillian Flynn and Paula Hawkins and Tana French and
Sharp Objects and Gone Objects and Girls
Gone Wild.
Yeah, all that.
If you're into all of those things, listen, you're going to like In a Dark, Dark Wood. It was good. And it was like short. It was like a really quick read. Like I finished it in like 2 days because it's just like a real page turner and it's also like not that long. So super recommend that, especially when you're wanting to feel a little spooky. Because it is.
Did it scare you?
No, I wouldn't say it's scary because it's a thriller, but it's not like I gotcha. You know what I mean?
It's not like In Cold Blood where you're like, I'm traumatized.
You're not like I will be murdered tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
But you will kind of be like, because it's kind of about. So this isn't a spoilie, but like she has like a tinge of memory loss and she's trying to piece together this like murder that happened and also trying to figure out like who got murdered while she's like regaining her memory because she's putting it back together and then also like flashing back to like the happening of like all the stuff that went down. And she's with some friends and some strangers, but it also makes you be like, what do you really like know about people? Like you think you know people, but then like when you find out a deeper truth about them, everything falls into place and you're like, oh my god, that's why they are the way they are, and that's why this and this, even if you've known them for 30 years, you know, because like some people do have a deeper, darker truth driving their actions. Honestly, so that kind of shook me.
I feel like that's one of the hard. I think people like to forget that because it's scary. But I think the truth is you never really know anyone. Even your closest, most beloved people. I'm not coming for you and Aaron, but even you and Aaron, there are things you don't know about each other.
Yeah. For
Maybe
sure.
because you don't know them about yourself. You know what I mean? But
yes,
that's the
there are
thing.
unknown personal truths.
Yes, always.
Yeah.
No matter how well you know
Which is why we support therapy and self-discovery.
as opposed to self-medicating all day long.
Yeah.
But that's also fun.
But they're all great options. Balance, you guys. So yeah, check out In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware.
Ooh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of self-medicating, I know I'm a little late, but this just became available to rent on Amazon Prime. So I think other people who, like me, avoid movie theaters are going to be into this. I watched Hereditary last night.
Oh, you did watch it! Okay.
We're not going to spoil anything. Okay. Because I've heard many people say, like, you think it's one thing, it turns into something else. Yeah, about 7 times.
Oh, I'm so excited. I haven't seen it yet, but we talked about it recently.
Once we finish this episode, we're going to gush.
I can't wait to see it.
But yeah, like, that movie, y'all can't see my face, but this was my face.
He's shook. He's angry and constipated and shook.
For much of that movie, I was just horror stricken. There's a specific moment where things get high in a room.
Okay.
And like, okay, I'm trying not to spoil anything. We'll talk more about it off the air.
Okay, but again, I still haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
Remember I told you my coworker walked me through the plot of it?
Oh, that's true. Okay, but so it's okay if I do just give you my deets off air? Like, I can just be honest?
Well, not too much. We'll follow back.
Okay,
but
here's my thing, though.
I need to know the level of terror that you experienced. Like, can my baby Aaron watch it?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Like, definitely not.
Okay, so I gotta get me a girls' night
Various
together.
times throughout this show or this movie, tears would leak down my cheeks.
Oh my god!
Because it's not just scary, it's also really emotionally traumatic.
Yeah.
And the trauma of what you're watching builds into the horror. They like dovetail together. Oof. And by the end of that movie, I was just like, I was transported. It was very powerful. Toni Collette is amazing, but so is everyone in that movie. It's extremely well acted, beautifully shot. Everyone else has recommended it. It was an award winner, but I would just like to say, for what it's worth, I also recommend it. But do be warned, it is upsetting, very upsetting, and it quite frightening. At least it was to me.
So I've heard people say like strong opinions, like best horror movie of this decade, and like shit like that.
I just think it's too soon for me to tell about that, but I could see it being in the running.
Yeah.
I can say that for certain. There are some others that I've seen the past couple years I think would give it a run for its money. A lot of the zombie films. What's that one? It's like, I can't remember the name, but it's like Contagion or something, and it's like zombie apocalypse, and it all happens in a cabin. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. That's so confusing. No one can ever look it up.
28 Days?
No, that's a good movie,
though. I didn't see that one. That's a zombie thing, right?
Yeah, but I wouldn't put it in the same realm as Hereditary at all.
Okay.
But I can see it being in the running, for sure, is the short answer. It was beautifully made.
Awesome.
Beautifully made. And I promise, no matter who you are, if you're not spoiled, you will not guess the end. I'm going to promise you that right now. Well, maybe you will, but I don't think you will, because I shouldn't have done.
So y'all check out Hereditary in a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. Mm-hmm. And while you're checking out all those things on the internet, you need to check us out on the social media.
I mean, you're already there. You're halfway there. Why not just click over? Come on
It's like,
now.
do us a solid.
Yeah, it's like, aren't we friends?
It's like we're on all the social media at B&B Cast or Beauty and the Bitch. Just check us out.
Yeah.
We're even on YouTube. Did you know that, Mickey?
Hold the phone. We're on YouTube.
Yeah, girl. We even got every episode on there.
Wait. What about that one
Except for just that one.
There's
that
one
right.
episode.
It's not there for sure.
We don't know where it was.
But we got other stuff.
Yeah, but we do. We've got video game playthroughs.
Awesome.
Right? And also, just for the record, if no one's checked out our blog recently...
We got blogs!
You got a blog!
We got a blog!
It's right down here in the show notes.
Girl,
you just go shloom with your thumb.
Click that fucker. And actually, sometimes we have pretty good jokes in the show notes. Not every week. Don't put that pressure on us.
Yeah.
But every now and then we got some solid jokes.
We have some funnies.
So check that out.
We have some funnies.
Yeah, and actually, you can link to all of our social medias and everything in the show notes. So feel free to check that out. Mm-hmm. And tune in next week for more great fun. And tune into Sabrina because this is going to be fucking lit.
October 26th. Don't miss it.
Hit it, girl.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye. Feeling groovy. Wait, what did she say?
That was good enough. That was close enough. Feeling groovy.
Do you have a home? Beauty in the Bitch.
You
look.
Beauty in the Bitch.
Bitch. Beauty in the Bitch.
Beauty in the Bitch.